To discuss this cooperation, which Western nations don't seem very comfortable with, is a global affairs analyst, Ejike Okpa. He joins me virtually from Dallas, Texas, United States. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
So the virtual summit between President Xi and President Putin is coming just barely 8 days after the virtual summit between President Biden and President Putin. What sort of message do you think that this is sending to, or this sends to the Biden administration?
Well, I mean, it's nothing new. Countries getting together and wanting to form alliance or cooperation in order to either enhance bilateral trade or bilateral investment. Obviously, America still remains the superpower that everybody wants to weaken or want to attack. So the China-Russia alliance is not a threat. It's just going to make us want to do what? Build up on either defenses or, generate additional tension that at the end of the day, it's just, that back and forth sort of something that, the big powers want to do. Who's going to Russia? Who's going to China? I mean, even Russians would like to come to America. Chinese would love to move to America. So obviously, America is still the envy of the world. And anybody that wants to gang up against America, at the end of the day, what are you doing for your own country? You go to Russia, a lot of the people there are miserable. It's the same thing in China. So why don't you guys focus on doing things for your own citizens as opposed to this, incessant, tension regarding who is who?
Now, with China's advancing global power, because whether we like it or not, China seems to be advancing its global power. And we've also seen Russia in one way or another advancing its technology. Do you think that both countries, that's Russia and China, can advance their global power in a way that it begins to balance out or undercut the influence of the United States on the global stage?
Well, that's a good question. A few days ago, I spoke to a group of foreign students in Dallas, and one of the things that I brought up that just sort of shocked them was like, look, when you have a child, Chinese people, pay heavily to come to America to have an American child. The Russians do the same thing. So then I flipped it to them and said, how many people get excited because, I have a child in China? Do I say I have a Chinese child, or do I say I have a Russian child? Everybody gets excited about Americans, so that's a brand. America is a brand. Just like, you have Mercedes, you have various other cars. They will get you to the same destination, but what is the brand that everybody wants? So China is not a threat, again, they are advancing their interests because they figured out that they want to be known. 1.something billion people can't just be silent. But at the end of the day, who is moving to China? If I were to move to China and live there for 30 years, would I become a Chinese? Would I run for governor or president in that country? No. Or do I do the same thing in Russia? So again, let's all be realistic. America is still the brand that majority of people in the world would like to. And it's still the most generous country in the world, regardless of what the history has been and what other things may not have, suited the narrative of other people. So again, the presidents do these things because, again, they want to create media stories and they want to have reason to go to their national budget and say we need more money for X, Y, Z. I think what matters is let's start doing things that will enhance the human beings to be happy wherever they live, and if they'll choose to go somewhere else, they do it by choice. A lot of people in China are not happy because they are not as free as they want to be.
I just want to quickly jump in here because I think I have about just a minute left, and I would like you to speak to this. You said that America is a brand, but so was the Roman Empire when it was a world power. So was Egypt and several civilizations that came before America. But today they are no longer a brand. Do you think that America is doing enough to uphold its influence, especially when you look at all that has played out, whether with Iran, in Afghanistan, all that has played out in recent times when it comes to America's influence on the global stage?
Well, I like your question, but the one word I want you to be cognizant of, America was never an empire. America is a country that everybody in the world has come here and lived as an American. So there is no nation that doesn't have somebody from their country that is an American, either a second generation or third generation. So all these other places you are mentioning, you know, they are ethnic, they are tribal. So no country would be like America. America was built like, you know, from the scratch. The Constitution was developed, even though there were some things they copied from the Native Native Americans, but no other countries like America. So America is a brand. You know, in the next 50 years, it's still going to be a brand because people from all over the world are keep coming in here, and when they buy into the American ways of life, they cherish it better than where they came from. You know, so myself, I mean, I was born and raised in Nigeria. I took an oath and became a citizen. So I'm an American by choice, even though I'm a Nigerian by birth. So my choice drives what I do. So the geography of my birth is totally irrelevant. So America was never an empire. And it's never
I wish we have more time to talk about this because a lot of people will differ, especially with insurrection. But I'm told my time is up. Thank you so much for talking to us, as always. Global Affairs Analyst Ejike Okpa.
Thank you for having me.